Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing some more news regarding the Tesla Gigafactories. Now, this isn't even going to be specific just to one Gigafactory, but we actually have two news pieces for Gigafactories, including the Austin Gigafactory and the Berlin Gigafactory. So, big news regarding both, but especially Austin. That's really what this video is all about, but we'll touch on what's going on with the Berlin Gigafactory as well, just out of interest, and also just me throwing in some news and more information for you guys to check out as well. So, as always, if you do appreciate this content, please make sure to smash that like button. But let's get right into this juicy information and see what's going on over here in Austin. So this is once again an article by TSLA. This is a great website for Tesla information, along with electric and a few others. And as always, thank you to TSLA and author Joey Klinder for this information. If it wasn't for these people, then we wouldn't have easy access to information like this. So I definitely appreciate all of these people giving us all of this valuable information, of course, as Tesla enthusiasts and also Tesla investors. So much thanks to them. But getting more into this article, it states Tesla is already hiring for Giga Texas. So according to this article, it states Tesla has already posted 39 total employment opportunities in Austin, where its next production facility, Giga Texas, is being built. The company is preparing for a large-scale employment push to prepare for the factory's completion, and Tesla expects this Gigafactory in Austin, Texas, to be finished by the end of 2021, and the jobs available include construction safety manager, environmental specialist, engineering technicians, and human resource partners. So with a lot of these employment positions being opened up right now, it's really emphasizing the groundwork that is being made for this factory, and it is also proving once again that Tesla is not trying to waste any time. They want to get this factory up and running as fast as possible, but they also want to make sure that it is done correctly and safely as well. That's why we have engineering technicians, more construction job listings opening. So as we know, they're already clearing out the groundwork for this factory. We've seen a few pictures already. I'm not sure if you all have seen them, but they're basically just clearing everything off with some flat land. I know they had some dozers and stuff like that recently from the pictures that I saw, and it's right by a highway as well. So before we get into this information, that's another thing to note also, is that it's right by a highway. So it's basically a huge advertisement for anybody that has to drive by that factory every single day. Whether you're familiar with Tesla or you're not familiar with them, you're eventually going to say, okay, what is that huge building over there? Or what are they constructing over there? What's the big deal about this spot here? So that's like a free advertisement pretty much. And as we know, Tesla doesn't spend any money on advertising. It's pretty much a word of mouth business at this point. And once again, that's just one of those small aspects that you might not think about, that people are actually going to ask. For those that aren't already familiar with that factory being built, they're going to say, okay, what is going on over here? I don't know what the big deal is. So it's pretty much going to be a standing advertisement, and especially as they build it further on and once it gets completed. According to Elon Musk, I think he said it's going to be also like a nature reserve as well, where it's pretty much open to the public. It's not just for Tesla workers. If you actually want to go check out some of the areas around the factory, you can, according to Elon. So it's actually going to be like a nature reserve as well. And also, I think one of the reasons they could be doing that too is because with the additional land in Texas, I think it's some sort of tax rule, but that's one of the reasons why a lot of people buy ranches in Texas, because if you have some animals on that land, then apparently you can save a lot of money on property taxes, where you only pay for what your building or what your house is sitting on. So you can save a lot of money on all of the additional land around that. So I don't know if that applies to Tesla. We already know they got a bunch of tax incentives already, but that is one of the main reasons why a lot of people in Texas buy huge ranches, because they can save a lot of money on taxes as long as they have like cattle that are fenced in and things like that. That's pretty much a nature reserve, where I think they pretty much just have to pay the taxes on what their house is sitting on, that just small area within the larger scale of their whole ranch. So don't take my word on that. I'm not 100% sure, but I just learned something about that the other day with something that was totally unrelated. It was just talking about how people in Texas could save a lot of money on property taxes with that strategy. So I just thought that was interesting, and it kind of does connect into this. But just getting into the meat on the bone here, as it states right here, in August alone, Tesla has posted 7 total jobs. Several of these employment postings have to do with the construction of the factory itself. In contrast, others will contribute to the day-to-day operations of the facility after it is built. So as it states right here, it emphasizes that most of these job listings right now are just pretty much construction only. Like I said, engineering, construction, and then human resources as well. And then as it states right here, some of the job postings were published to Tesla's career site before the company announced its intentions to bring a manufacturing facility to the Lone Star State. These postings are related to Tesla's energy business and describe solar panel installers and electricians as well. So we could potentially be seeing a lot of solar panel installations on this factory to power some of the plant. Now, we've seen a little bit of that with the image that Elon Musk posted in Giga Berlin. Some people were theorizing whether they would have a lot of solar panels on the top of that. And that would actually be some really cool vertical integration in terms of saving more money in the long term for their factory. And it would also be them investing in their own Tesla products while also being able to use it as a business expense. So that's just smart business. And like this article mentions, there was recent news announcing solar panel installers and job listings for things like that for Tesla. So we could actually be seeing them installing solar panels all over the roofs of this factory in the near future. And that would actually be really awesome. Like I said, there's of course some tax incentives for that as well by using it as a business expense, and they're also buying their own product, so it counts into their revenue. Honestly, that's just more vertical integration, but it's not the type of vertical integration that we're used to with Tesla, so that's actually pretty cool in my opinion. And then getting farther into this article, it states, regardless, Tesla is planning to bring several qualified applicants in to oversee the construction of the facility, as well as several individuals who will help the company hit the ground running when the factory is completed. And just touching on this as well, there was a recent podcast released on July 31st interviewing Elon Musk, and so this part right here does remind me of that discussion in the interview. So Elon Musk was actually talking about the choice for the location of the next Gigafactory in the United States, and he said that a lot of the reasoning for that choice came from when he asked some of the major key players in his company, where would you rather move, Tulsa, Oklahoma, or would you rather Austin, Texas, if you were to have to go somewhere? And so he basically listened to their responses, and they all agreed that Austin, Texas would be more ideal for them. Of course, probably because you have the no state income tax for those workers as well. I think that was a big factor as well. And then there's also the Austin environment in general that people would probably prefer. So what factored into this location choice came a lot from Elon Musk simply asking his key players where they would prefer to go, and that was Austin, Texas. So it does mention right here several individuals who will help the company hit the ground running when the factory is completed. So that is the key players that it's referencing right there. So I think that's pretty interesting in reference to that most recent podcast that was released. And then it states right here, in June, Tesla proposed the economic benefits that the company's presence would have in the Austin community to local politicians. The company stated it planned to bring 5,000 middle-skill jobs that fit a targeted economic development need. So as we know, Texas economy is huge. And you already know the local politicians love to hear more jobs coming. So that's definitely not only huge for Tesla, but the local economy as well. And then it states right here, while many jobs will likely be attributed to automotive manufacturing, as several Tesla models will be built at the facility, there are other employment opportunities that the company is already preparing to hire for. And then it mentions the location of the factory would bring up to 4,000 new jobs to the area that are not directly related to the company itself. And then it states, the presentation that the electric automaker gave indicated that the facility would provide these additional jobs through secondary benefits. And the company also stated, Tesla could be a source of re-employment for many. So with the whole unemployment situation going on because of the Rona, this is huge. They're bringing a lot of jobs back to Texas. And as it states right here, the primary focus of this facility will be for the Cybertruck, and then also we've heard discussions of the Model Y and the Model 3 as well. So this article is definitely interesting. It talks about some big moves they're making right now with the Tesla Austin Gigafactory. We have some construction workers being hired, engineers, human resources, solar roof installers. So they're making big moves right now, and they're not wasting time at all, and that's what I love to see as a Tesla enthusiast and an investor as well. And just for this additional piece of news, this is also just some smaller news about the Tesla Gigafactory in Berlin, and as always, thank you to Electric and Fred Lambert for this information. Like I said, without these websites, we would not be getting this valuable information that we're able to get. So shout out to this website and these people. So as this article states, Tesla Gigafactory Berlin update, several buildings coming up simultaneously. So if we take a look at this, they are really laying the groundwork here for this construction. We have pretty much the infrastructure being built right there. And just from this picture alone, we see a lot happening here. It states that a drone flyover video of the Tesla Gigafactory in Berlin has shown that Tesla is simultaneously bringing up several buildings quite rapidly. And it also once again mentions mentioned, similar to the Austin, Texas Gigafactory, that the goal is in 2021, more specifically July 2021. And this article pretty much just addresses some recent images and a video released of some drone footage. I'm not going to show this in this video, but I will link it in the description below. This is just drone footage in the Berlin Gigafactory, so this is actually really cool to watch. I definitely recommend checking it out. These drone videos are always cool, and they also released some drone footage of the Austin Gigafactory as well recently, so feel free to check that out as well. I'll link this video in the description. And this article does mention that the video shows at least 3 buildings with steel beams coming up and several sections with walls coming up. And then also Tesla is making use of the prefab method with large parts coming in already made from a train at the site. So they're really trying to get this built as fast as possible, and they're using some strategies such as the prefab method. That's what you're seeing right here, which is basically already organized pieces. It's almost like Legos. You can kind of say the analogy, instead of like a factory having to build the material that creates Legos, it's basically Lego pieces being delivered to a site where it's easier to organize rather than everything having to be built from the atoms up. So they're just trying to help with more efficiency there in terms of that building. And it states right here, like with the Gigafactory Shanghai, Tesla is expected to build Gigafactory Berlin in phases in order to start deploying production capacity faster. So they really are working on maximum efficiency here. And a lot of people thought the Gigafactory in Berlin would take a lot longer. Yes, it took a while for the groundwork to start being laid, but now that the train has started here, we are seeing more efficiency and much faster work happening. So I just wanted to share this video with you all, just some small pieces of news, but they are making some big moves with both of these gigafactories, and especially Austin, Texas as well. But if you all did enjoy this video, please make sure to smash that like button, and also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral links, you'll get some free stocks. But hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.